What's up with everybody? It's your boy Mario B.
Chemical.
And we're back at it. Back at it with another reaction video. So yeah, man, we came across this other video, man. The ocean is way deeper than you think. Man, how deep do you think the ocean is, man? Like,
No, it's deep.
yeah.
When you get down to like I forget, there's a Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
I heard the pressure. Really deep, but I don't really know.
I heard the pressure is really strong. Like the farther you.
Oh yeah, no, you can't go. As humans, you can't go down below several hundred feet, or you would start getting crushed.
Yeah, that's how I was figuring. I was wondering, you know, I wonder if something got to do. Do it have something to do with the gravity or something like that? That makes the pressure and makes it like that,
so.
You know,
like something with the gravity and the effect on the body of water. Like you get more pressure from water.
Yes, so once you're down there, once you're down there, you're gone, huh? I mean, unless they have technology where we can like in the future where we can like. You know,
they have like little machines and they have like suits and stuff you can go in sometimes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
I'm sure in a couple of years, 100 years, we'll definitely know it's even farther down. But then we'll probably see some even further down.
I mean, I know they've gone down to the bottom of the ocean with like, you know, cameras and stuff like that and taking samples. So I think that like they've already explored a lot of it, but there is still a lot. Like the ocean's huge, so there's still like a lot of area that haven't even gotten to.
Oh, let's check it out.
The ocean is really, really deep. Deeper, in fact, than most of us realize. If you were to shave off all of the land from the tops of every continent and island in the world and fill up the ocean's deepest points with that land, then the entire Earth would be covered in an ocean 2 miles deep. 3/4 of our planet is already covered in water, though, and it goes a lot deeper than just 2 miles. Let's start with a sense of scale. This dot right here is the size of an average human. This slightly larger dot is the size of an elephant, and this is the size of the largest ship ever built, the Knock Nevis. With that in mind, let's start going underwater and see what we find out. The first milestone is at 40 meters below the surface, which is the maximum depth allowed for recreational scuba diving. A little further down at 93 meters is where the wreck of the Lusitania was discovered, which is interesting because the Lusitania itself is 240 meters long, which means that it sank in water shallower than it is long. So if the ship was standing on its stern or bow, it would be sticking out of the water. Just slightly deeper than that at 100 meters is where diving can become seriously fatal if you're not careful because of decompression sickness. That didn't stop a man named Herbert Nitsch to accomplish the free diving world record at a depth of 214 meters.
He did it.
This guy swam down to this level with just one single breath. But a little further down at 332 meters, we have the scuba diving world record, which was accomplished by another man named Ahmed Gabir. If he had swam down another 111 meters, then he would have reached the height of the Empire State Building if it was submerged underwater.
So the first guy,
further than that,
did it with
just a single breath, no scuba gear.
Maximum dive depth of blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet, and also the limit of the U.S. Seawolf class nuclear submarine. At 535 meters, we can witness the maximum dive depth of emperor penguins, and this is when we must bring up the intensity of water pressure. At this level below the surface, the water pressure exerted on a person or the penguins would be roughly equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter. So further down the depths, at 830 meters, would be the height of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Once we hit 1,000 meters below the surface, we begin to enter the scary zone. Light from the surface can no longer reach beyond this point, so the rest of the ocean below is shrouded in permanent darkness. On top of that, the water pressure you would experience at this point would be about the same as if you were standing on the surface of the planet Venus, meaning that you would die very quickly. You would also meet the giant squid at this sea level if the water pressure didn't already kill you. At 1,280 meters, we reach the maximum depth dived to by the leatherback sea turtle. And further down at 1,008 meters, we would reach the deepest part of the Grand Canyon.
I wonder how long it takes them to like
down at 2,000 meters, we start to encounter some of the more terrifying sea creatures, like the ominously named black dragonfish, a carnivorous beast with a stomach that doesn't allow light to be emitted through it. Meaning that since we're in total darkness underwater at this point, the only way you would ever see this thing is with a flashlight. A little further down at 2,250 meters, we would reach the maximum depth dived to by both sperm whales and the very frightening colossal squid. Sperm whales often have sucker marks and scars left on their bodies from battles with the colossal squid that likely take place at these incredible depths. The
squid
squids
would be
themselves
huge,
can grow to
very
be
huge.
14 meters long and weigh
Yeah.
up to 750 kilograms with eyes the size of a dinner plate and razor-sharp sickles in the middle of their tentacles. So yeah, good luck with that down there.
Yeah.
Way
Good luck
further
with
down
that
at
down there.
3,800 meters, we can find the wreck of the RMS Titanic. And a bit past that, at 4,000 meters, we start to enter the abyssal zone of the ocean. Water pressure is at an astonishing 11,000 pounds per square inch down here.
Man.
And there are numerous strange, almost alien-like creatures that inhabit these
There's some
depths,
crazy
such as the
fish down there.
fang-tooth,
Yep.
anglerfish,
Anglerfish.
and viperfish. Down at
The scary-looking fishes.
4,267 meters is the average depth of the ocean where you would normally expect to hit the floor, but there are parts of the ocean that go significantly deeper than even this. At 4,791 meters rests the wreckage of the battleship Bismarck sunk during World War II, and way down
it's all the way down there?
6,000
Way down.
meters is the beginning of the Hadal zone, named after the underworld Hades itself. The water
hell.
pressure down at these depths can become 1,100 times what you would experience way
Wow.
back on top at the surface,
Man,
which is roughly
that's
equal
crazy.
to an elephant balancing on a postage stamp or a single person carrying the weight of 50 Boeing 747 jumbo jets. Down at these depths, you would be
That's
crushed
pressure.
immediately
Right.
without any outside protection, but life still exists down here in various strange forms.
It's
At
crazy.
6,500 meters, we reach the maximum depth that the DSV Alvin can dive to, a popular research
See, there you
submarine
go.
that helped to discover the Titanic.
Oh, they got that far
Way
down.
further down at 8,848
That's the
meters
farthest it could
below
go.
the surface, and we have arrived at the height of Mount Everest, were it to be upside down and
Wow.
placed underwater. And then, way further past even that, at 10,898 meters, we arrive at the depth reached by James Cameron in 2012 during the Deep Sea Challenger mission. The deepest point in the ocean yet reached by humans was back in 1960, though, when two men named Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached a depth of 10,916 meters using their Trieste submarine. It took them 5 hours to descend through the ocean to this depth,
Yeah.
and they only stayed for 20 minutes before a window cracked and they began to resurface.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Just a bit further
like,
down
"Our
from there,
machine's
at
gonna
10,972 meters, and we reach the average flight altitude of a commercial airliner.
That's true, 10,000.
So if you've
Yeah.
ever looked out of a window while on a flight and looked down to the ground, that's a very good sense of how
Wow.
incredibly deep down into the abyss
Dang,
that
that
we
is
are currently
crazy.
at. Finally, when we hit
a lot different than you
10,994
think.
meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map, just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts
Yeah,
of the
that we
ocean than
simply
this that just
found yet.
haven't been
Yeah.
discovered yet. It wasn't until 1997, after all, that the Serena Deep was discovered with a depth of 10,732 meters, making it the second deepest known point in the ocean. It is estimated that only about 5% of the ocean's floor has been accurately mapped, leaving the other 95% to be currently a mystery.
cool.
It may be only a matter of time before an even deeper part of our ocean
Yeah,
is
I'm sure.
found. And who knows what
What
we may
lives down
discover.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That was some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, I
Man.
know. And that's the thing they talk about. Like literally, like the ocean is so vast and like rich with life. Like we don't even know what's down there. Like,
Yeah, it's probably some creatures down there they thought that when they stink maybe
Oh,
could
I'm
still be
sure.
alive and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
even know. I feel like we didn't even know the giant squid existed for a long time
Yeah.
until. Well, guess what? There's these huge squid down here.
So he said one group in 1960s they got down to
yeah, it
like
was down to like
10,000.
10,000 and something crazy.
And it took them 5 hours, and then they said, I guess it was, but they said the window had cracked or something like that, and they
Yeah.
started having back up. I kind of wonder did they submarine have like lights on her so they can see? Or
Oh,
I
would guess.
Yeah, versus being in
Yeah.
pure darkness, because that's what they'd
Oh, yeah.
be. They'd be boom, see then.
And I'm gonna guess they just probably went straight down. But you have to
Yeah.
go slow, I think, probably to repressurize your machine in general.
Yeah.
So like I would guess they had some way of like repressurizing the inside so that you didn't just collapse. So you
Yeah.
didn't just crush it.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they had to go slow, because you have to go take a time, repressurize, make sure
Yeah.
you're stable, then go down.
That's it.
That's not an easy process.
Yeah. And one of the things, I had one guy that with the real record with his breath and stuff. He said he went down there to 240. It was something.
Something like that, I don't remember.
Yeah, without his breath,
Just holding a breath with
yeah,
one
one
breath.
breath. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think he the guy that did. He kept his mouth. I think he was able to hold his breath for like underwater for like 20.
11 minutes or something?
I think it was
Or
27. Yeah, 27
yeah,
minutes.
I think you talking about that.
But yeah, this gonna be totally different because he actually moving versus you standing in one spot just holding it. But
Yeah.
actually moving your whole body.
But it probably wasn't that long because
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, I don't know how long it was. I know he probably went You probably wouldn't.
And that's like super dangerous because you can't hold you're not. He didn't really hold his breath the whole time then. Because you can't hold your breath when you go down that far, or you'll burst your lungs. No, but so what you have to do, because with scuba diving, you have to, if you basically, they tell you can never stop breathing, like never hold your breath, or you literally could like burst your lungs because of the pressure. So like what he probably did is had one breath, but then he's constantly like blowing bubbles out the whole time. So that, like, you're not holding, like
through his nose or something.
Yeah, because otherwise your like lungs will literally like go crazy.
And then one guy, he did it with the equipment. He went down 400 or something, but he had the equipment on.
Scuba gear.
Yeah, scuba gear on. Yeah.
But still, that's impressive.
But they got on the submarine, went down to 10,000. He was saying it's just like being on a commercial airplane or whatever, and you just looking, you in the sky, you looking down.
I know, right?
That's how the ocean is. That is crazy, man. It's like, and then we know like so far we know the biggest mammal in the ocean. Blue is a blue whale, but it could be something out there bigger than that. Then if you think about it, we'll never know.
I mean, there could be something living in the abysses of the ocean and that we've never who knows? Like,
and
I'm surprised that I thought we had seen more than 5% of the ocean floor.
Yeah,
only 5%. Like that's crazy. Not very much.
And it's about the octopus. It was about octopus that fight. It was fighting whales, some type of whales. Like all them scrapes and stuff.
I thought it was the giant. Was it the giant squid or
it was squid. It was squid. Okay. I think it was a squid. It was just fighting them.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That was a sperm whale.
Yeah, and I think it was pretty big too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would have gave height. They would give it in.
Well, if it was a giant squid, they said 14 meters. But
they gave it
I'm
meters.
Not sure what that is.
Yeah, I wish they would have gave us like height feet. Yeah, so we know exactly. We had to translate that. Type that in. But yeah, I mean, I definitely dug the video, man. It's definitely scientific. It's definitely scientific. It's definitely something interesting to check out. You just be shocked, like, man, like, and like the point that it gets so dark. I can understand why it's getting so dark where you can't see and it's pitch black because you further from the sunlight.
Right, the light just can't penetrate any further, basically.
Yeah, fit them fishes that like they kind of like what's those? They kind of like piranhas a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the anglerfish, he didn't talk about it. So what it does, it's kind of crazy. So it's literally this fish, and it literally has this thing that comes off the front of his head, right? Mm-hmm. And it's got this little light on the end. And so what it does is it lights up, and then it attracts all these other fish, and then they get there, and then he just goes whomp and eats them.
Okay.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I guess that's how it catches prey.
I mean, it's how he's figured out how to survive.
Yeah. But anyway, we really hope you enjoy our reaction. Don't forget to leave us some video questions down below. We're going to get on them for you. We're going to get on them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thumbs the video up. Check out our other videos. It's Mario B.
And Nicole.
We'll catch you next one. Stay awesome. Peace and love, baby.